was a time when I used to read one book in 1 week. Yes, you heard it right. I used to read up one book, a book as thick as this one, in a week's go. Sometimes maybe 3 or 4 days. But then I guess life happened and I lost my streak of reading books. And I must say, I don't read novels or fiction books. I'm more interested in life, journey of people, how they reached to the point where they could write a book. And yeah, I think that fascinates me a lot than the fairy tale or the not so real, sometimes real world of fiction. But this one is a big but, not a small but. I recently bought and finished this gem here, which I got torn. I'm super careful when it keeps to keeping my books neat and beautiful. When I say neat, I don't mean that I leave them the way I got them. I'm the kind of person who would highlight the good lines, such as, here, then I've put a dot here, which is basically me telling myself that, hey Salome, you've left to read the book. You've left the book here, now you need to start reading. The next time you pick up, you need reading from here. Yeah, so like I need to show my books that I've read. So I tend to highlight, sometimes I would highlight the new words I've learned and find them different meanings in the dictionary. But I don't do that often. Basically, this book by Zarna Garg is too good. I'm not being paid to sell this. There's no PR behind the scenes. I personally don't know Zarna Garg. I wish I knew her. This book, which is called This American Woman, she's basically Indian, but she's raised in America and now she's currently living in America, is a gem, especially for those of us who live outside as Indians, as NRIs, but they have like a split personality. One, that they want to show their NRI community, and the other, the Desi side, which they show once they come back to their hometown, just for that little break, little breeze, little freedom. Yes, I know a lot of people जो foreign में दिखाते हैं कि we are like some top, some bomb in the place, the foreign land we are living in. But once they come back to Delhi, they are open all their dhoti, pajama, pagdi and whatnot. I know this is happening and I'm very sure you guys might also know. Disclaimer, this video is gonna be quite long because now, as an Indian girl who loves to read non-fiction, whether they are biographies, autobiographies, stories on life, real life, reality, I'm gonna share my learnings from this book and basically what Zarna Garg is telling all of us, especially young Indian women, girls, for that matter, even old aunties, जो typical aunties होती है, Indian aunties, जिनको समझ नहीं आता कि what to do with life, where to go. They have kids, they've been married, and now they are lost. They're finding their identities. Go grab this book before something else happens that you forget about yourself. This book is a reminder for Indian women to focus on themselves, build their own personality, and yeah, I'm in absolute awe of this book. I wish I could read it once again. I can read it, but I don't think I will read it because the joy of reading for the first time is another one altogether. People such as Tina Fey, Mindy Kaling, Kevin Hart, Padma Lakshmi, Lily Singh, Amy Poehler, all of them have written their good compliments. Compliments are good. Well, their good comments on the book. I only know 3 people out of them. Padma Lakshmi, Lily Singh, who's based in Canada, doing very well for herself, and Mindy Kaling, who has lost 30 kgs in a very short span of time. So yeah, let me get started. I have my notes ready, and I'm gonna bring my chai because it's getting cold. You also guys get your chai, coffee, green tea, black tea, mojito, whatever, because this video is gonna be long. Now the first one is very basic. Be in the matrix of people you want to become like. हम सबको ये बात पता है, we all know this. We should surround ourselves with people we want to be like. If I want to be, say, a big influencer, which I want to be. If I want to be like a big motivational influencer, coach, etc., I would want to surround myself with similar people, such as Zarna Garg, or say Lily Singh, or Mindy Kaling, even though she's an actor, but yeah, whatever. What she's trying to say is surround yourself with people who you look up to, not with people who are energy drainers, vampires, or just cribbing about life. Even though sometimes we all do it, I do it most of the times, but that's fine. But surround yourself with people you want to be like. If life is a gamble, gamble on yourself. You know, we all know those people who would want to work 9 to 5 for the rest of their lives, would want a very secure family, nothing that would excite them, or just they would like a mediocre life. But that means they're not gambling with life. When I say gamble with life, I mean take risks. Take risks on a daily basis that will give them long-term returns that they can't even see right now. But if you are not gambling with life, you're not gambling with yourself. You are just staying in that one path, that one robotic path, which would never pay you the returns that you were thinking it would. Taking risks, that's where real money is made. Of course, you can make like billions and billions of dollars or pounds by working like a slave, corporate slave, or like whatever, by just working. But real money would come when you take risks. That's where money flows. When you're willing to go out of this box that you've created for yourself. These boxes, invisible boxes that we create ourselves. Nobody creates for us. We are given the platform to create it. But then comes a point where we need to break free from the box and create a new box that is completely unique, has its own personality, its own smell, its own texture. That's where money will flow. Hold on to the best from a broken relationship and release the rest. The very good chapter she's made on relationships, and there she says that we tend to hold on to broken relationships and we repent about them. We keep replaying what we did right, what we did wrong, what we could have done, what we should have done. It's not going to help any of us. If you would like to hold on to something from a relationship which did not work, hold on to the good parts, the parts that made you smile, the parts that changed you in a good way, the parts that you would want to relive, the parts that actually made you feel something inside out. That is how you should aim to look at a broken relationship. People will remind you every day that you are less than idle. Don't make it easier for them by pointing out your own flaws. I couldn't agree more. I'm not like someone who is all full of herself, even though I come across to be all full of myself. I don't care about other people, blah blah. No. If anything, I'm someone who cares about other people and myself. And when there are occasions that I tend to bring out the flaws out in me, such as I'm a slow speaker. I take a lot of time to speak or say open up, say understand things. Like I'm a slow learner, I'm a slow speaker, and I think I've brought this enough times in the public, especially during the starting of my new jobs. I bring out my flaws. I tell them, I'm a slow learner, I work at a slow pace, I'm not much of a communicator, I am an introvert, and I love being that way. But I think what Zarna Garg here she's trying to say is that the world is there to pull you down. They want one reason to pull you down and bring you to your feet. Don't let them do that. Yes, accept your flaws, accept constructive criticism, but don't highlight your flaws or wear them like a badge of honor. Am I right in understanding? Life, the whistles in my house shows that I live in an Indian house where dal or some kind of vegetable is always being pressure cooked. What do I do? Life is a game of persistence and not proof. This one I personally like because I thought I need to prove a lot to people, whether it's my family, my friends, or myself. For instance, I thought I need to earn this degree to become sophisticated, or I need to work here to look intellectual or look, say, smart, or I need to, say, buy this ring to look rich or whatever, or I need to comb my hair a certain way to look old money and not new money. All crap. Life is a game of persistence and not proof. If we are trying to prove anybody, or for that matter us, we are doing the wrong job, or we are in a workplace where we are not growing. As simple as that. Even if I end up purchasing this ring, or I end up combing my hair a certain way to fit into that old stereotype of old money, or say I get a degree from Cambridge, Oxford, or a job at a MNC, who am I proving all this to? Of course, if I enjoy all of it, well and good. But if I'm trying to prove it to myself that, I've reached this status in society, or I've reached this level, and I've proved it to my friends or to people who used to mock me in my younger times, girl, I'm losing at life. Life is about persistence. It's about falling 1,001 times, even more, and then getting up the next day again to do all over it again. But just for life, not for yourself, not for somebody else, not to prove anything to anyone, that's for sure, but just to live life in a lively manner. I feel so old saying all of this. Am I following all of it? God knows. Okay, next one. Where eyeballs go, money flows. Everyone loves the person who is passionately immersed in their current life, not future life, not past life. And I actually like the first learning, which is money flows where eyeballs go, something like that. I think that's so true, like especially right now, if we go on, say, an Insta page and we see an influencer having 2.1 million followers, I'm damn sure she can afford to have her own business or live her life independently with no questions asked, no answers given, and just travel the world, enjoy, buy whatever, do nothing, keep reading books such as this one. So wherever eyeballs are flowing right now, that's where money is going. And I think it's same in the offline world also. If we see a store that is super busy, that's where money is flowing. If we see a store empty, nobody wants to enter. I would not want to enter. Of course, I think that all happens when you see that the same person being immersed in life passionately. Like if you're not immersed, then I don't think you're doing well. If you're thinking about the past or say the future, then let's go on to the next one, which is, oh, I think I'm gonna make this my bio of YouTube. It's saying beautiful women could use pencils for anything but their eyebrows. Wow. I personally identify with this one because I've got a lots and lots of comments on my eyebrows. Some people say that I do tinting, or I've got like Arab kind eyebrows that I don't know, I do what not with them. And yeah, they're just so perfect for an Indian girl to have. Apart from using pencil for my eyebrows, I must admit, I use pencil for my eyebrows, not to make them thick or like to for the aesthetic purposes. No, I don't do it for that. I do it for other reasons such as nazar, or just to get positivity whenever I enter a place and not negativity. So I just do a little bit of highlighting here and here at the ends because I feel my ends are thinner, and I can just highlight this area to ward off all the negativity. Yeah, but right now I'm not even wearing that. I'm barefaced. I just have like Vaseline on my face right now. Yeah. So me as a girl who does use eyebrow pencils, I use them not just for making my eyebrows and looking pretty, but I use a pencil, or rather a pen, to write down life. Yeah, am I holding it the right way? To write down things about life, to actually become more than just my eyebrow. And yeah, like looks are not everything. You need to have substance behind those looks. And even if you don't have looks, well, I'm fine. You should have more to it, right? Life is not looks. I actually mean it when I say, like, I'm not one of those who is just saying because, oh, she's a pretty girl, she doesn't know what it is like to be ugly or not that good looking. I know exactly how you feel because I've been in that age where I had massive amounts of hair on my upper lip, my center of my eyebrow, and yeah, cheeks. So I know how it feels to be ugly or not well groomed, so to say. But life is beyond all of this. Focus on the bigger things. Okay, now there's a lot I've written and I don't want to mention everything because otherwise I just won't end up this video. So how you dress on the outside also affects the inside. We all know how we dress outside affects how we feel from the inside. How you feel on the inside shows up on the outside. Don't underestimate the power of grooming yourself, dressing well, and projecting success. Wow, I like this one. So they're saying however you feel from the inside shows up on your face, on the outside. So if I'm not feeling healthy inside, my gut is being chaotic, or I'm just eating out a lot, it'll show up on my skin. I'm made that way. I'll get pimples, I'll get breakouts, and yeah, I'll just be cranky and not my best self. But if I eat good, if I'm mentally feeling very good, I feel good, and that will show up in a happy, smiley, or just normal day. Similarly, if I dress well, like if I wear like a good t-shirt like this, or I've got my hair done properly in a neat manner, I'm accessorized, I'll actually command success from the environment. However, if I'm looking like garbage, sorry to say, but if I'm looking trash, then I will attract trash. So you need to project success by looking the part. There's a very good saying that I read somewhere which says, fake it till you make it. Yeah. You need to fake that you're a CEO of a certain company, or you are already an influencer, or you're already whatever you want to be like, and project the amount of success you've got through it, and then see how you attract, how you manifest, how you vibe with that success through your manifestation and through you dressing up well. Very good, Zarna Garg. I love all your learnings. There's one last that I'd like to share. Everything is figure outable. It's just one small how-to project after another. That is so true. Everything in life is figure outable, whether it's a task at work, a decision you need to take, or whatever. I can't even think of examples now. Everything is a small how-to project that is figure outable, that's easy to do. Whatever demarcations or boundaries we are holding are just invisible, are just being held in our mind for no reason. Let me give an example and make this simpler. There was a point I used to think that I would never be able to crack interview, any kind of interview, whether a job interview or like any interview, right? Mostly it's a job interview. But now I'm at a stage where even though I have just like less than 5 years of experience, that means I have given 5 different job interviews where I've been selected and gone through. Same is with life. Everything is figure out. You think you can't do something right now? Well, that's not true, because you can and you will. Zarna Garg, as a 45-year-old, she built her empire in Seattle and New York and Silicon Valley as an immigrant. So we can as well. Yeah. She is a powerhouse of energy, and I absolutely love this one. I must say, even though I used to complete reading books, like I completed reading one book in 1 week, this one I loved it, but I finished it in 1 month because I just wanted to make the most of each chapter and didn't want it to end. Yes, I'm that crazy. So I took 1 month to read a 300 long page book, which is super bad of me, and I'm not patting myself for that, but that's that. So I wish the old me who used to finish one book in 1 month.